Hello everybody, my name is Christian Quick and welcome back to another video. Now, we have gone through a lot of videos about block settings, and there are some that require extra work and are going to need advanced classes, and we haven't gotten to advanced classes yet. This is the last video of me talking about basic block settings, which is stuff that doesn't require a class, while at the same time, there are a couple of things on this list that I would say are not needed. So there is things like dot burnable, so you can see that there's that list down there, dot liquid, dot post process, which has the predicate, and then the last one being dot requires. And this one has the feature flag. So burnable, burnable and liquid, I would say are not needed because there are just better ways to make things burnable and a liquid. And also, if you put the burnable tag, it doesn't actually make it burnable because you actually have to put in a burnable number. For post-process and requires, these I believe are just used for like when there's an update that hasn't come out yet. So like if there's snapshots and there's 1.20 features that exist in the code but aren't actually fully released yet, they're going to be put under post-process and requires. So when you have your mod and you're coding, unless you're giving out features in which there's snapshots, there's really no reason that I would ever really need to go over these, because most of the stuff that I said is you work on it, and when you're done, you can simply just use the .build file and take care of those. So these four I'm not going to be going over, but that does not mean that I will just not be recovering these two at all. But going over burnable and liquid, I'm going to be showing different ways on how to do those instead of using the block settings. And there are other ones, such as ticks randomly, requires tool, dynamic bounds, and offset. We talked about requires tool, but I didn't actually apply it anywhere. But it's basically the same thing in here. We're gonna make classes, and eventually they're going to have that ticks randomly, dot requires tool. We have the dot dynamic bounds, which I think this one's actually a really interesting one. And then we also have dot offset, which is usually for stuff like flowers. So we'll be going over these with not in a row, so the next four aren't going to be exactly these classes, but they will come up. The reason why I'm just letting you know is that I'm not forgetting these. They'll come up when they come up, and they'll come up when they're required. But until then, we'll get there when we get there. But that's just kind of summary of those. If anyone noticed that I missed yesterday, it's perfectly okay. I had visitors, and by the time I got down to my computer, it was 4:30 in the morning, and I was not I was not in a state of mind to record. But it's perfectly fine. It happens. But hey, at least a video's coming out of it. Probably a day late than normal, but it's okay. I'm probably gonna start slowing down on day-to-day consistency, but we'll see how things go as time pushes forward. But no new content today. I'm just keeping you up with the block settings. But this is the last video that I'm talking about all those basic block settings. So the videos moving forward, we're going to be talking about advanced block states. And also the block settings. If you ever want to know what's inside, like let's say I have absolutely no block settings, how do I know what's in the automatic like default? If you just middle mouse button on the settings here and scroll down to where there's the settings method, these are all the defaults. So it'll have a default luminance of 0, it'll sound like a stone, it's got that slippery, velocity multiplier, jump multiplier. Here is all of your stuff. And remember what I said about the required features, feature flags, vanilla features. There's literally, because it basically is going to come up like, I don't know. But these are your defaults, but that's it. So I hope you guys are excited to start making new classes. So because that's when stuff's gonna get really crazy. So we're all done with the most of the JSON files. We're gonna get into here. We're gonna get back into some JSON files, some of these settings that require them. But all the good stuff is inside of these classes. So as long as I'm creative and I got a lot of ideas coming up with the blocks, the series is gonna be really interesting, but until then, we'll see how it works out. But that's going to be it for this video, so thank you guys so much for watching, and without further ado,